Hey guys, Katrina here. I am just popping on tonight. We are making some pressure cooker beef stroganoff, and I wanted to show you how it's done because I'm using our Pampered Deluxe multi-cooker, and it is super awesome. So I just have 2 pounds of stew beef in here, which by the way I got at a steal because I got it at like half off, which was super awesome. But I planned on using it the next day anyway, so no big deal, right? I just put that in here and I put it on sear, and I got it with some salt and pepper, just a little bit, just to flavor it up a bit. But I am going to get some onions in there as well. So I've got just 1 chopped onion here, and I'm going to chop that up in my electric twist and chop, which is so super cool. It's a 2.5 cup capacity food processor, and it's got a pulse button and an on button, but the really awesome thing is that the blade goes up and down, so it's not missing anything. So I actually won't need to do much, so I'm just going to pulse it real quick. Because I don't want it to be pulverized mess. So I just pulse it a little bit. We're going to take that blade out of there and put this right in here. And don't worry, it is safe. The blade won't run without the lid on, so you can't have anything in there. So that's always nice to have a safety feature like that. We're going to put our onions in here. I have also got some garlic that I'm going to mince up in our garlic press, because mincing garlic, not my forte. I am not a fancy chef. No knife magic skills like some people. I like the fancy tools that make it easier for me. So I got a bunch of little garlic cloves here. I'm just going to shove them all in here. So I got about 3 good-sized cloves that I'm putting in. And I love that you can just do this without having to peel them first, and then you just take the skins out after. So we've got that going in here. I'm going to stir that up just a little. It's still on sear for right now. So we're going to add some mushrooms in, and you can use fresh mushrooms. I am using about 8 ounces, but I'm using canned, and I used our can strainer to get rid of all the liquid that was in there. Almost forgot, I did put a little oil in the bottom of the pot when I did the first sear. And I used our oil and vinegar dispenser to do that, because you squeeze these little sides and you can put up to a tablespoon right in the top. So easy to measure without having to get out another measuring spoon. Alright, then we are also going to put some cream of mushroom soup in there, using our smooth edge can opener, which is really cool because it pulls the can apart where it's glued together rather than cutting into the can. When you get done, it's still going to hang onto the can. Give it a quick half turn back the opposite direction, and then use a little beak to pull it off. And we're going to put in some Worcestershire sauce. I actually make my own. I use the coconut aminos and some apple cider vinegar and a bunch of other spices and such. We're going to put 3 tablespoons of that in there. But I like to make my own because we are a soy-free family, so this way I can do it my own without any soy in it. Alright, we're going to stick that in there. Give it a little swish. Mix it all together. When it's done, we're also going to put some sour cream in there. But until then, it's all good. So I like the lid. Stores right in the top when you're not using it. You need it out of your way. I've also got some beef broth we're going to put in. Almost forgot that. Pampered, not perfect. Alright, then I'm going to let this go for a 25-minute pressure time. So I'm going to put the lid on, cancel the sear, switch it over to the beef setting. It automatically defaults to 35 minutes, but I'm just going to hit that center button once, and it'll allow me to twist it back and get the time down to 25. And then you're going to press and hold. And then it'll start and say run. And then once that's done and the 25 minutes are countdown, I'm actually going to let it count back up. So it's going to do a natural release for about 10 minutes. So it'll get to 0, and then it'll switch over. Right here it says preheating, and then it'll switch over to cooking once it's under pressure. Then once the time is up, it'll switch over to keep warm at the bottom. So you'll see that, and it's going to count up. And we're going to let it count up for 10 minutes. And that is going to be the end of it. We'll release the pressure, serve it over some pasta. Oh, mix in some sour cream at the end, a half a cup of sour cream, and mix that in, and it's going to be delicious. All right, guys, talk to you later. Bye-bye.